Hey, what's up guys? In this video I'm going to show you guys all the controls for the Iron Mule in GTA Online for both controller and PC. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. And before I get into it, I will say that this video is divided into two segments. The first segment is for controllers and then the second one is for PC. And the timestamps are listed in my description down below. Alright, first up, let's cover the controller controls for the Iron Mule. These controls apply for both Xbox and PlayStation. The buttons are the exact same, just in different spots depending on your controller. Alright, first up are the basics. So if you hold right trigger, you can accelerate, as in go up. So if you hold it, you can gain altitude. And then next up is left trigger. This one right here will help you descend, as in go down. So make sure to hold it to lower your altitude or land. And now that you know how to go up and down, next is the left and right bumpers. The left bumper, if you hold it, you will turn left. And then for the right bumper, if you hold that one, you will turn right. This is also really important too, just for basic controls of how to control your Iron Mule while in the sky. So the triggers handle up and down, while the bumpers handle left and right turning. Keep those four in mind. They're the foundation of flying the Iron Mule. Next up is movement with your left stick. And when I say left stick, what I mean is going forward, backward, and side movement. Okay, so if you push your left analog stick forward, you will tilt downward and move forward with the Iron Mule. And you can combine this with RT, right trigger, to accelerate. Okay, so to recap, push your left analog stick forward to lean forward, and also hold the right trigger to drive forward with the Iron Mule, or higher up too. And then next, if you pull your left analog stick backward, your Iron Mule will tilt its nose upwards, as in it will lean back, and you will move backwards if you combine it with RT, right trigger, to accelerate in reverse. And then lastly, if you push your left analog stick to the left or right, you will tilt to the left or right too. And then here's the trick. The more you tilt forward with the left stick and hold RT, the faster you'll move. And if you pull back with RT, you'll move in reverse. And tilting side to side lets you strafe left or right. And if you combine tilt with acceleration, you can even fly diagonally. And then next up is the right analog stick. The right stick only helps you look around, and that's it. It has no other purpose. Next up is radio and camera views. So first up, if you click left D-pad, that lets you change the radio station. And if you tap it, you can cycle through them. And if you hold it, you can open the full radio menu and navigate with the right stick. Next, if you click the back button, this right here lets you toggle through camera views. You can pick between third person close, medium, far, and first person. And lastly, if you hold down right stick, you can look behind you while driving. And this right here is actually really handy to spot enemies that are chasing you. Next up is hook and countermeasures. So if you tap right D-pad, that will fire countermeasures, which will be flares, chafe, or smoke, whichever you installed when you're customizing your Iron Mule. And then next up, if you hold right D-pad, that will deploy the cargo hook to pick up vehicles, which is actually so much fun with friends. And then if you hold right D-pad again, you can drop the vehicle after you have picked it up. And then lastly, the B button or circle on PlayStation. This right here lets you switch to hook camera view, letting you line up your hook directly beneath the mule. And this right here is super handy because it lets you pick up stuff a lot quicker and easier. And also, if you guys don't see a full guide on the Iron Mule, like what it can carry and all the modifications for it, then check out the video in my description and in my comment section. It's a full guide on it. I explain everything you need to know about the Iron Mule. All right, check it out. Next up is how to pick up vehicles. Once the hook is down and hanging, center the hook usually to the very center of the roof of the vehicle. Or if the vehicle does not have a roof and has a turret, for example, then just make sure to center it. And you'll see it kind of clip onto it, and when you do, that means it's hooked on. So that's a little tip for you guys to figure out how to pick up vehicles with the Iron Mule. Next up is parachute and safety, because you obviously don't want to die, right? So for this, you want to click the X button or square on PlayStation. And by clicking this allows you to check if you have a parachute equipped. You just click it once and you see if you have a parachute equipped. And if you do see the parachute icon, that means you're good to go. That means you can bail ship whenever you want to, okay? You can jump out midair and you have a parachute equipped and you'll be safe to land and survive too. That's the best part about that, right? Next up, here's the big tip for you guys. Holding left and right trigger. By holding both triggers, you'll be able to hover and stay in the air. And if you don't hold both triggers, you'll be going lower and lower. And if you're over water, you'll eventually go into the water and your vehicle will get destroyed. So if you hold both triggers, you'll hover and you'll stay safe and you won't go any lower. And here's the most important part. If you learn to combine everything, the left stick, the right stick, bumpers and triggers, you can become one of the best Iron Mule pilots in the game. So it's not just about knowing the buttons, it's about how you use them together. Because if you mastered the tilts, acceleration, and the yaw, that lets you dodge missiles and even go in between buildings. So yeah, you'll become, a lot better in a pro eventually. And you'll be able to fly at high speeds without crashing too. So this guide isn't about becoming a pro instantly, but now that you got all the controls, you basically got the foundation to become a pro. So that's every control for the Iron Mule on controller. From flying to hooking vehicles to countermeasures and to safety. Next, let's move into PC controls where things work a little differently but give you just as much power in the sky. Alright, now let's move into the PC controls for the Iron Mule. This part is for anyone playing on keyboard and mouse. Don't worry, if you're new to flying, I'll make this easy to follow. And if you're already experienced, you'll still pick up some useful reminders. Alright, first up are the basics. So if you hold W, you can accelerate, gain altitude. If you hold this, you go higher into the sky. Next, if you hold the letter S, you decelerate, descend. So if you hold this, you will lower the helicopter and eventually land. Next, if you hold the letter A, you will turn left. And next up, if you hold the letter D, you will turn right. And lastly is your mouse. This only handles your camera movement. That's it. You cannot control your Iron Mule with this. This lets you look around your environment freely without affecting your movement of your Iron Mule. So you can think of it as like your eyes. That's it. So in short, WASD moves you around and your mouse is purely for looking. Keep that in mind when you're flying because looking around does not change your direction at all. Next up is all about leaning and precision. So for this part, you want to look at your keypad that has the numbers between 0 and 9 on your right side of your keyboard. And this right here is for larger keyboards, but if you have a smaller keyboard, don't worry, I will get into that in just a little bit. So first up, if you hold the letter 8 while in the air, you will lean forward. And that right there should definitely be combined with the W. So if you hold W and hold the number 8, you will drive forward. And then next up is the number 5. If you hold the number 5, you will lean backwards. And same thing, if you combine this with the W or S, you will fly backwards. And then next, if you hold the number 4, you will lean left. And lastly, if you hold the number 6, you will lean to the right. And if you have a smaller keyboard or a laptop, these are most likely going to be changed to I, J, K, and L. Okay, so that means you'll have to use WASD and I, J, K, and L to fly. And so yeah, make sure to combine the leaning with the acceleration. For example, if you press W and 8 together, you will lean forward and you'll drive forward 2. And if you press W and 8 plus 4, you'll go diagonally and forward 2. Or the number 6, you'll go diagonally to the right, forward, right. So make sure to combine them because you'll be a lot faster in the sky that way. And if any of that sounds complicated, guys, don't worry, you don't need to tilt to fly. You can still use the letters A and D and just use the number 8 and that's it, and W. Because tilting is only good for just evading fire, missiles, and gunshots. That's it. If you're not going to go against that, you can just use W and 8 and just turn with the letters A and D. That's it. And when you do get comfortable, you can start doing a little bit more advanced stuff. But for right now, I would just stick with W and 8 and A and D. All right. Next up is camera and view controls. So first, if you hold the letter C, you can look directly behind you. This is actually really handy, just in case anybody's chasing you. Next up is the letter V. If you press the V key, you can cycle through your camera views. You have third person, overhead, first person, and you just tap repeatedly to toggle between all of them. Next up is the R key. This is probably the most important camera trick. Pressing R lets you line up the hook perfectly instead of guessing where it is from a distance. And then lastly is the tab key. This right here shows you if you have a parachute equipped, which is actually really handy if you get in trouble. Next, let's talk about the radio and extras. So to access the radio, you click the letter Q and you tap it to cycle the stations, or you hold it to see the full radio menu. And I mean, this isn't important, but I mean, if you're doing missions and you're hauling cargo, you might as well put on some music, you know what I'm saying? Next up is the hook and countermeasures. So first up, to deploy countermeasures, you tap E. And this will release flares, shape, or smoke, whichever one you installed when you were modifying your Iron Mule. Next, if you hold E, you can deploy and lower the cargo hook, letting you pick up vehicles, which actually is crazy fun with friends. So just remember, tapping E fires countermeasures, and then holding E drops your hook, so that's pretty easy to remember. And now let's say you want to drop a vehicle that you picked up with the hook. All you do is hold E again, and it'll drop it. Next up, here's my big tip for you guys. If you hold W and S at the same time, you'll be able to hover in the air, and you won't go any lower too. And so if you don't hold W and S together, then you will eventually go lower and lower. And so if you're above water, you'll get your personal vehicle destroyed. So always make sure to hold W and S while in the air so you don't go slowly downward, or at least pay attention to your screen. But here's the most important part. If you learn to combine everything, WASD and 8456, the number pad right, you'll easily become one of the best flyers for the Iron Mule. Because it's not just about like turning left or right and going forward or backward. It's about how to drive the Iron Mule and not crash and avoid missiles and gunshots the best. And obviously this guide isn't going to make you a pro instantly, but you have the controls now, and so you have the foundation to make yourself a pro later. But those are all the keybinds for the Iron Mule for a PC. And if you guys did want to see a video on how to modify the Iron Mule and what vehicles the Iron Mule can carry, I already have a video for that, guys. It's in my description. Check it out. And in my comments too, pinned. Check it out when you guys can. It's a full guide about the Iron Mule. So yeah, it goes fully in depth, all right? But that is all the controls for the Iron Mule for both controller and PC. If you guys have any questions, let me know. If I missed anything, let me know too. And like always, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.